Hello, and welcome back to Villa Oliva.
Hoe laat zijn jullie nou eigenlijk? Want dat begreep ik wel niet helemaal. Oh, oké. Oké.
Moet je de foto
Good morning, everyone. We've got a lot of stuff to unpack, so that's the first thing that we're gonna do.
Ja. Je maakt het losmaken.
Yeah. And thanks to this week's sponsor, which are the parents of Lyanne, which gifted us this couch. So now we've got a new couch. So thank you. Someone is enjoying herself. Very good. That's the spirit.
Okay, there.
And with that done, we have finished unpacking. On to the next stuff. Oh, this smells so good. Since the weather is so amazing now, we're gonna try to put a little bit of work in our garden. It's a little bit of a side quest, but probably used to that by now. But the weather is absolutely amazing, so we're gonna make use of that and get these babies in the ground so they can start growing. So we're making the most out of our lunch by making a calendar for when to sow, and we got all the seeds and everything right there. So we're making one big schedule of when and how to sow all the seeds. So it's day 3, and we're gonna try to plant some of the seeds in these pots. It is getting quite warm already. So we've got quite a few herbs here. We're gonna try to transplant those if possible, if we have big enough pots. And we're gonna put all the seeds in here. Obviously, this bit of the garden is quite big, and we're gonna make a vegetable lot out of this, right? So this whole point is gonna be vegetable garden. Also above the water there is gonna be vegetable garden. So it's gonna be quite a substantial part of the garden. And since it's gonna be that big, I think at some point it might get its own part of this YouTube channel. So it's gonna be like renovation type stuff for Villa Oliva, and then Villa Oliva gardening or something, like a subcategory. Since I don't know if everyone is a big fan of gardening and renovating a property like this. So if there's any preference in keeping them merged or separated, then please do let me know. So I've got quite some seeds of various plants. So we're gonna try to start with those. And then later we're gonna try to add garlic, ginger, potatoes, stuff like that. So our main focus will be those, and then we're gonna try and see what works in this garden, and maybe focus on that later. Oh, onions, I forgot onions. So the main focus will be garlic, potatoes, onions, and ginger, I think. Maybe some zucchini, some courgettes, but we'll see. So what we've tried to do was divide all the fruits and vegetables into groups that stimulate each other. So that's what you can see here. So for example, we got some cherry tomatoes, some plum tomatoes, some parsley, basil, eggplant, and zucchini that hopefully will stimulate and work well together. So we found these pots in the garden, so it's a nice time to use them. So we got some strawberries here. So they're doing quite alright. Survived the winter, so that's good. So just need a little bit of cleanup here and there, and then they should be good.
Okay. Next.
In the future, obviously, we'll make our own compost, but for now, we have to deal with this because the garden is still a jungle. So.
Een soort deegverslag aan het maken. Pizzeria.
So these are the groups that we've made, and the vegetables and herbs that we're gonna try to plant. So now we're just gonna sort through all of these things that we bought, match them with the groups that we've made, and then we're gonna try and see if we can plant some of them in the pots that we've just prepared. So if there are any experienced gardeners here, then here's an overview of the groups. If you have any feedback, then always welcome. Again, this is just the first test for our vegetable garden. We did do some research with the groups and everything, but obviously it's far from perfect. So we're gonna learn a lot. And again, feedback is always appreciated. So we're gonna try to start out in this formation. And when they grow up, we're gonna transfer them to, I think, about this area. So we're gonna clear this out, and then hopefully we'll be able to transplant them to here.
Nee, bloemkool.
Now we've got that side project done. That is the garden for now. Definitely revisit that in upcoming months. Next phase is quite a big one actually. And it all revolves around this little bit here. So we've got three main things to do. The first thing is heating, primarily for next winter. We need to check if that's airtight, so my dad is making a little contraption in which we can find out if the system is airtight or not, and then we can try to clean it, etc, etc. Second off, so we've got this room right here. This is going to be the bathroom, and this is going to be our bedroom. So we're going to focus on these two rooms, so we have a cozy bedroom here and a functioning bathroom, so we can take a hot shower in that, and that'll be good. And from there on out, we're gonna do the rest, but then at least we have a little bit of a headquarters to work from. Third off is, in parallel, is electricity. We've had some contact with an electrician, and what you saw us do is drill through all these walls, right? So to supply this bathroom, for example, with water and electricity. So we got these pipes running through the wall, which is water and electricity. And then from there, we would go up, and then along that edge, we'd go to there, straight into that other room, and then basically we go around this hallway. It's basically on the other side of the edge, so it runs all the way on the outside of this hallway. But in order to do that, we need to drill a hole, which is gonna be right there. So we go through that wall there, etc. We've made, based off of that conversation actually, I've made a little schematic for you guys, so you can sort of try to follow along. I'll show you the schematic. It helps you probably understand what's going on. So this is the schedule that I made based off the conversation that I had with the electrician. It's a bit rough and I will run it by him, but if you see any things that are wrong, then please do correct me, or tips and hints are always welcome, obviously. But to explain, so we got the mains in, and then our standard electrical meter. We've got 6 kilowatts, and maybe we'll upgrade it to 10 in the future, we'll see. We got our 32 amp fuses in that fuse box right there, because from here on out, we go to all the levels. So you got a second, first, ground, floor, and the basement, which has the 10 millimeter squared or 8 gauge wire. Hopefully it's a bit future proof as well. So in the tower we have this riser. These cables in that riser, and they got this fuse box with standard 16 amp fuses. And from here on out, you go to all the separate rooms. So for example, this one, this is one big room, and the other cable goes to another room, and this one goes to another room. So it goes round in that in the hallway that I just explained. So that is sort of in short what this system is. If you see anything that could help us out, any tips, hints, tricks, then do please share.